All right, let's just get right into it. For as long as I can remember, artificial general intelligence, AGI, has felt like pure science fiction, right? Something our grandkids might see, maybe in 2050 or even 2100. But what if I told you that entire timeline is collapsing? What if the very people building this stuff, the world's top experts, are suddenly pointing to a date that is just right around the corner?
That's the number, 2027. We are just a few short years away. And look, this isn't some wild guess from a random blog post. This is the date that's starting to emerge from a massive, dramatic shift in thinking among the people who know this technology inside and out.
And this isn't coming out of nowhere. This accelerated timeline is being echoed by some of the heaviest hitters in the field, including OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. You know, when the people on the absolute bleeding edge of AI research start talking about the next few years, you really have to stop and listen.
So, that leads to the big question. Why? Why on earth has the forecast for what could be the single most transformative technology in human history suddenly leaped forward by decades? What has changed so dramatically?
I mean, just look at this. The change is absolutely stark. Back in 2016, if you asked the experts, the median prediction for AGI was 2050. Fast forward just 8 years, and that prediction has collapsed to somewhere between 2027 and 2030. We've shaved off 20 to 30 years in less than a decade. The pace is just staggering.
Now, this crazy acceleration isn't just random. It is being fueled by a handful of really powerful drivers. First, you've got scaling laws. Basically, we found a predictable recipe. If you add more data and more computing power, you get a smarter AI. It's almost like we've cracked the code for creating intelligence. Then there are emergent capabilities, and this is wild. AIs are suddenly developing skills they were never trained to do. Things like reasoning or coding, and it's surprising even their own creators. Now you combine that with the billions of dollars being poured into research and a fierce high-stakes race between all the major labs, and what you get is a perfect storm for exponential progress.
Okay, so before we go any further, it is absolutely crucial that we're all on the same page here. To really grasp the weight of a 2027 prediction, we need to be crystal clear about what AGI actually is. Because let me tell you, this is not just about a souped-up version of the AI tools we're all using today. It's a whole different ballgame.
Let's be really specific about what AGI means. It is not just a better chatbot. We're talking about an AI that can perform any intellectual task a human can. Think about that. From complex reasoning and scientific discovery to composing a symphony or writing a novel, at or, and this is the key part, above the level of a top human expert in that field. This right here shows the incredible leap we're talking about. The AI we have today is a highly specialized tool. It's like a super sophisticated hammer. We point it at a nail, and we tell it what to do. AGI, on the other hand, is a general problem solver. It's more like having a brilliant colleague. It can reason, it can learn, it can even set its own goals. The shift is from a tool that we operate to a potential collaborator, a peer that we work with.
And the theoretical capabilities of a system like this? They're completely world-altering. I mean, just try to imagine this. We're talking about the potential to speed up scientific progress 100 times over, to solve problems that have stumped us for generations, like curing diseases or tackling climate change. It could automate the vast majority of human knowledge work and create art and music that's indistinguishable from the great masters. Anything a human could learn, it could learn too.
So, okay, what does all this actually mean for you and me? Because this isn't just some technical discussion for engineers in a lab. The arrival of AGI, especially on this accelerated timeline, is going to have profound, direct implications for every industry, every single job, and every one of us. And its impact is going to be everywhere. I mean, think about the very core of our modern society and economy: knowledge work, scientific research, healthcare, the creative arts, even how we teach our kids in education. AGI is positioned to fundamentally remake all of them. No part of our world is going to be left untouched by this. Let's just zero in on knowledge work for a second, because that's what millions of us do every day. Right now, our value is in executing tasks, right? Our productivity is pretty linear. It's tied to the hours we put in. With AGI, our primary role completely flips. It becomes about directing the AI. Our productivity becomes exponential, limited only by the quality of our questions and our ideas. The most important skill is no longer just being an expert, but being adaptable and knowing how to collaborate with these incredibly powerful new systems.
And this all leads to two very, very different potential futures. It's a real fork in the road. On one side, you have this incredible utopian potential,
solving our biggest challenges, creating a new renaissance of discovery and creativity. But on the other side, you've got some very serious dystopian risks, massive job displacement, a potential loss of human control, and if we don't get the alignment right, some people are even worried about existential threats. The stakes, well, they literally could not be higher.
So this brings us to what might be the most urgent question of all. The technology is accelerating at this mind-bending, exponential rate. But what about us? What about our society, our governments, our own personal ability to adapt to this level of change? Are we ready for what's coming?
And if we're being completely honest, the answer seems to be a hard no. There is a giant gap opening up between the speed of this technology and our society's ability to prepare for it. The consensus is that most people, most companies, and yeah, even most governments are just not operating on this new accelerated timeline. To put it as plainly as possible, we could be on the verge of the fastest, most profound transformation in the entire history of our species. Think about the Industrial Revolution or the dawn of the Internet age. Those incredible shifts might actually look slow compared to what's coming. So this is where we are. The consensus of the people who know best is shifting right before our eyes. The technology itself is accelerating faster than anyone predicted. The big question is no longer if AGI will arrive, but when. And with a date like 2027 being put on the table, the most important question is the one we all need to start asking ourselves right now. Are you ready?